Yeah. But both of these tournaments over 200 players each, well over 200 each. We'll go over, I'll explain this first one, and then, hang on, I have to, my stupid thing is...
All right, Jonathan Davis.
Twist.
Stay.
Twist.
Please stay.
Give me your best corn impression.
No. Are you ready?
That's not corn.
That is corn.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Common Ground Podcast. Your favorite podcast. We talk about your favorite warm-up Pauper and Cube. This is episode 84. I am your co-host, Cameron Scott Schindler, joined as always by Google.
Google's here.
Google does listen to you all the
crap.
I was
time.
to say Google, it's my name, but I'm like, maybe don't Google my name.
Oh, I thought you were introducing Google as a member of the podcast.
Is TikTok in the room with us right now?
Well, hang on.
Senator, is
it can-
TikTok
make sure
in the
I-
room?
It can be.
Can TikTok access the home Wi-Fi?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm
those hearings
referencing?
were brutal.
They're so funny.
But if you think about it, it's not funny.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Because they just have no clue.
Yeah, I love it. Joined as most of the time, like probably like 99% of the time, 98% of the time, Thomas, realizing I don't know your middle name, Gun.
Really? It starts with an M.
It's Michael.
Yeah.
Wait, what is it?
It's Michael.
Huh.
It's Michael. It's my dad's name.
Michael Gunn.
Yeah.
Also joined by James.
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for being here in my bedroom.
Yeah, we are in Thomas's bedroom.
It's an intimate setting.
Yeah.
It is. There's a candle.
There's a lit candle, literally.
Yeah.
Pokemon
There's a
plushies.
Bulbasaur,
yeah.
Also joined by James,
Doesn't
who
know my middle
listens to Primus Hieronymus
name. I do,
Goes
in
to
fact.
see them live.
I did.
for the 11th time.
Actually, if I
Really?
go in 2 weeks, that'll be the 11th time that I have seen Les Claypool.
Okay, well then you have to.
I
go
kind of
then.
am
You
required
you
by
have
law to go.
You kind of have to.
How was it? Did you hear some sick bass?
I certainly heard some sick bass, and I got to hear their brand new shiny drummer behind the kit, and he absolutely killed it. It was awesome.
Ooh.
Heck yeah.
Got to hear some nice little deep cuts. It was fun.
We love that. We love that. Do a little quick, housekeeping? With
Yeah,
the,
I can do some housekeeping
yeah.
before we dig in. What are we going to talk about today? Before I do.
Probably magic cards, I was thinking.
Yeah, I agree. We should talk
Yeah.
about some magic
We'll
cards.
talk about magic
This
cards.
is,
Cool.
a magic podcast.
Great.
Stick around and find out.
Yeah.
Read the episode
Because
title.
if y'all don't, I'll just start talking about who Lord knows what.
It's true. He will, which is quite entertaining most of the time.
Look
I
at the
will say.
description nobody reads.
Yeah, right, exactly. we put so much effort. No,
I don't know. None of us
not
read
so
crap.
much.
Yeah.
Not so much. Well, you did it for a while, and now I
Yeah.
do it. It was this whole.
I started out, I wrote really good descriptions, and after a while, I'm like, I don't really care anymore. Nobody's reading these.
So, some housekeeping. We have some tournaments coming up. Most notably, the Common Ground Cup. The Common Ground Cup. It is Saturday, August 2nd. 2 weeks from when y'all are hearing this. It's coming up real quick, fam. It's going to be at least $1,000 cash prizes. Ideally, if we get up to that, at least to 64, Steven will cap that out at 2K plus. Like he is not shy with those cash prizes down at game night. So
very
yeah.
very generous. So
Yeah, we
the
love
more,
Steven.
The more y'all show up, the more money in your pockets.
Agreed. We love Steven. We love game night. We love Director Kyle. Commentary and live coverage will be brought to you thanks to Director Kyle and the three of us.
What else do we love?
We love Pauper.
$1.89 McDonald's fry and a drink.
All the store employees are great.
Yeah, everyone's great down at game night. It's going to be a lot of fun. The sign-up link is in the description. And if you're coming in from out of town, actually, this isn't relevant to anyone listening. When you're listening, it'll have been too late. But if you could go back in time, there was a $69 a night block rate. We have a couple rooms booked.
Dude, if
Maybe
you could
we'll
go
have a
back in
couple more.
time and you wasted on that, I'm slapping.
It's not a waste. You get to come to our tournament and stay at a nice hotel for pretty cheap.
Yeah, but
So anyway, it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a great time. If you can't make it, then definitely show up on stream. We'll have the links to Twitch and YouTube streams as we get closer. And they'll be in the description now, but also we'll share them when we go live and all that jazz. Yeah, it's going to be a really fun time. I'm really looking forward to covering some Pauper. Pauper's in a really good spot right now. A lot of our friends are really excited to play. A lot of listeners are excited to come down and play. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
okay,
Yeah?
hear me
Yeah?
out.
Uh-huh.
So spoiler, we're going to talk a little bit about Cube and somehow relate to the Pauper. We're just going to get the chitty chats flowing for a minute, and then we're going to talk about some big moto tournaments that happened. But when we got back from Chattanooga, I went thrifting. Like I went thrift store with some people.
Hell yeah.
And found this really cool Guinness jacket with like a really cool pattern for like $15. I'm like, sick. Snagged that. And then we were like walking around. I see like one of those like pinstripe flags or whatever you call them. Is that what you call them? Like the ones that you hang up. And, like you see like colleges, a lot of them.
Yep.
And I saw one that said like Black Hills, South Dakota. And I'm like, whoa.
Ooh.
And it had like all like the Spires, Needles Highway.
Yeah.
Like Harney Peak and stuff. And I'm like, what is this doing here? It was just weird to find that in Tennessee.
Did you get it?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I have that hanging on my living room.
Hell yeah. That's nice.
It was like $30 for one, like this stupid flag, but I'm like, I need this. It looked old, so I'm like,
that's good vibes.
yeah. I don't know why I needed to say that now, but I did.
No, that's okay.
So this weekend,
Well, let me just close up. Let me just close up real quick because I have a couple other notes for other tournaments too. I know you're. So yeah, the Common Ground Cup, Saturday, August 2nd. Please come, please watch. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
yeah, we're streaming it.
Yeah, we're streaming it. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be great. Another couple of tournaments also coming up. The weekend after is the second Upstate New York Pauper Open. Go check out the link for that. If you're in the Rochester area, you can go play some Pauper up there. Then back down here for Saturday the 16th in Murray, Kentucky. We've got a smaller event at Enchanted Gaming Emporium. And first prize is an Alpha Red Elemental Blast, which is really cool.
How far away are we from there?
It's like an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Yeah. I've played an RCQ up there. They've got a great single selection. A lot of bulk. If anyone's listening in the area, they have a ton of bulk sorted by set, all in boxes.
I think I might have played at a store once before.
You might have.
Yeah.
I played it at least once.
Okay.
It's a good time. Carthel really likes this store.
Cool.
It's a nice spot.
Also this weekend, I think, at least I am, there's a Win-A-Box tournament up in
There is
Frontline.
At Frontline in Clarksville.
Yep.
Clarksville, Tennessee at Frontline.
Start time is
organized by our very own Derek Smith.
start time is 2:30, I believe.
Yeah, 2:30 or
Sick.
2:33. Yeah, somewhere in that range. Yeah. We'll share the link to that as well. Yeah, that's gonna be a lot of fun. That's this coming weekend. This coming Saturday the 19th. And then I'll also include, we don't have all the details yet, but our friends up at NRG and Mark Mason, they are putting together another bigger side event at their next upcoming NRG event. To happen on the Saturday of that con this time.
Nice.
Basically the same type of thing that we did in Indy with them. It's going to have RIW championship points for those interested in that competition. And then the Sunday event is team trios, and one of those team seats is Pauper.
What city you said?
I think it's in Lansing. It's in Michigan.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, interesting.
But no, that's it's going to be lots of Pauper to be played.
We love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We played a little bit of Pauper.
I played 0 matches of Pauper.
I also
zero
played
Wait,
zero
that's not
matches
true.
of Pauper.
No, we played one game.
Who?
No, I played one game.
I played one game too.
Yeah, no.
Or 2 games.
Oh, I played
1.5
one. I
games.
played one game against Carson where I lost because I attacked and he blocked with the Nyxborn Hydra, and then was able to pulse a Marasa and then trample me for the win. And if I had just not attacked, I would have drawn the Sleep of the Dead and had the win in
okay.
2 turns.
Well, I don't know. That seems like a hindsight 50-50 thing.
But that was not really the bulk of what did we do this weekend, Cameron?
So we got 13, 14 of us of our friends here local in Nashville and our friend in New Jersey too, I guess.
Everett's great.
We just rented out an Airbnb in Chattanooga. Everybody brought a bunch of cubes and we just hung out and cubed from Thursday to Sunday. It was really fun.
It was amazing.
Got to play a lot of different cubes. We like doing that. We like flexing that muscle in our brain. Good hangs, good food, good hikes. Just Thomas Barra's guitar, and that's probably the most it's ever been touched by that many different people.
I brought a bass for people to play, so there were multiple instruments going on. People were jamming.
It was
fun.
really nice.
Switch,
there was a lot of jamming.
Mario Kart, some Smash.
Some Smash. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Always games going on.
Live hippotainment.
Lots of snacks, lots of things to experience inebriation. It was great.
The overlap between Smash players and Magic players is kind of surprising. I always see someone had a Smash sticker at the NRG event, and Dustin used to play Smash and stuff. I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool.
It's a really popular game.
Yeah. But Thomas, you had the idea to kind of talk about Cube and how that can influence us in other ways other than Cube.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
Kind of
in
just
the Pauper, how that can creep into Pauper.
Creep into Pauper and just Magic in general. It's kind of something I've thought about a lot, and it's a reason why one of the reasons I really enjoy Cube is because it's something, it allows you to flex it allows you to flex a lot of Magic muscles that you don't get to flex very often if you're just playing like tournament Magic or playing online on Arena or Magic Online or whatever. And I think that it's an interesting thing to talk about, and I think that's something we can just kind of weave into just like telling some stories from our fun weekend before we get into the Magic Online tournaments that we want to talk about. So
okay, sick.
Yeah.
I guess I have a little talking point here I'll throw out there.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm always like drafting cubes or like watching somebody else draft, like when Hippo will stream Vintage Cube and we'll watch him
which
play.
he did live
Yeah,
in the Airbnb.
There was some live hippotainment.
It was wonderful.
Got to get that in the Common Ground Discord sometime. Some hippotainment in the Common Ground.
I just need one of you in there.
But like how people like evaluate cards, I always think it's like strange when, and I'll obviously do this too, when you think of a card and it's like one context that it's like best or worst. And I think it's often forgotten how scrappy games of Magic can get. And so like I guess my point is a good card is a good card. When you're talking about brewing a deck in Pauper, or is this going to make the cut for my cube, or my building the cube, or drafting it, like you can think of it as a cube designer or a cube player. Is this card like good enough to make it in whatever power context that is? Like at the end of the day, if it's like appropriate with the other power level of cards, it doesn't need to be like the tippy top echelon of cards. I feel like as long as you have a goal and like a strategy, obviously if you're mono red and you're like, okay, as a Snapcaster mage, you gonna cut it in my deck? Well, probably not. But I can't think of a dinky red drop to think of like my mono red deck. I'm like, well, is this gonna make it? Well, maybe the Kellen, the red Kellen, I'm not a big fan of.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually quite high on that
yeah,
card.
and see, that's like a good example. It's like, well, even in like something like Vintage Cube,
there's that exhaust card that I'm not high on.
Yeah,
the one drop
the
exhaust.
the one
drop exhaust card. I'm not high on that card.
No.
In like in a context like that, like a really powerful cube, it's like, well, games do get scrappy. Like your opponent might Black Lotus play something, and you mana type their Minskin Boo, and now they've spent 2 cards, you spent 1 card, and now things are getting scrappier, and that was kind of like why they kept that hand. Or like Hippo, I watched you Vintage Cube not too long ago, and like something about like stealing their Tinker or their Dak. What was it? Their Dak Fade stole their Mana Crypt.
So they Dak Fadened my Mana Crypt,
yeah,
expecting to be able to tinker it away, and it actually sat in play long enough that I was able to use it against them, and then just hit lethal damage.
Yeah, and you're just like beating down some dinky creature beside, and it's like, okay, well, that's a game where things got like really, really scrappy.
Yeah,
and
yeah. I hemmed away. That was what it was.
Yeah,
I hemmed away 2. They had 3 cards in hand. I was like, I just need this to not miss, and I hemmed away like Tinker plus a card.
And I guess I could like put this into when people are like building a deck, or say someone's building Mono Blue Terror, and it's well, I want to use this as my flex slot, like Dragon Wings. I think this is like good for the Mirror Breaker specifically, because Sleep of the Dead can't really hit a terror efficiently. An opposing terror costs 3, and maybe they have like enough mana spell.
Cost 5 on the back end too.
Yeah, exactly. And so maybe it's like, I want Dragon Wings to fly over the top of them. And well, none of the lists are running that, so it can't be good. And it's like, a card can only be so bad like that.
Right.
It cycles and it comes for free. I feel like cards like that can only be so bad, is my point.
Yeah.
I feel that way a lot about like Pauper decks. Like when I was building Naya Gates, and I'm just like, well, 3 core Skyfishers, why 3? I'm like, well, a card can only be so bad. You know, it's a 2/3 flyer. I could bounce a Gate Creeper Guardian or whatever, Gatekeeper Vine, that just draws me a land. Same thing with that card. Is that card good? No. It can just be the biggest pump spell in the world by getting me a Basilisk Gate or ensuring my next land drop.
Or chump blocking to win a race.
And I play 1 Ephemerate. I played 1 Honorable Scout, because in the matchups that it really matters, it's super good. And I was playing like 4 Rumbles and a number of copies of Militia Bugler. So I'm like, I can find these 1-ofs or 2-ofs. And the games where they're not useful, hopefully I churned enough through my deck where it doesn't matter that I have a 1 mana 1/1 in my hand.
Right.
That doesn't have any text on it. So that's my point. I don't know if y'all have thoughts on that. The whole copy the winning list over and over, and no one makes innovations.
You're eating yourself, or you're really, the format is eating itself if you just continuously play the same cards over and over and over again, and there's no innovation. Then it becomes very stale.
And I do want to point out that, like, especially like the Pauper community is very good about like exploring, but like we see in like the Magic Online tournaments.
Yep, agreed. There's some, and the good thing about that is that a lot of the people that do other other content creators or usually the ones that are finding this stuff.
Yeah,
too, which is great.
because they're incentivized to like find an interesting deck and like make some happen. Like
Kerblinski finding the fog deck.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically.
Like I think of like Teasdale making that like gutter snipe mono red sneaky snacker deck and
the mono red madness deck.
Yeah, so it's just like, well, he's incentivized to do that for like good content, but it like turns out like, oh damn, this deck has legs. Like,
really
we
good.
see it pop up in challenges.
Or like Jake, like really championing like High Tide and then like the Familiars decks too. Like
he was really big on the
there's no one.
Terror
Yeah, I was like, there's no one currently making what was the deck I just said?
High Tide?
Like
No.
Familiars with,
There's no
with High Tide?
Yeah, well, no, I wouldn't talk about that necessarily, but just like nobody else is making like Familiars content. Like he did well on one of the events over the weekend, I believe. So it was cool to see him do well with that.
And we see this a lot, like the blue-black decks. They'll come up. Sometimes they're just playing like the 4 Terrors. Sometimes they're playing 4 Terrors, 4 Sneaky Snackers, a Murmuring Mystic. Sometimes they're playing like a Gurmag Angler or 2. And I feel like that deck just has like the most flexibility of people just kind of throwing whatever combination of good blue-black cards because you're just going off the back of Counterspell, Tolarian Terror, and then good black removal. Like you can only go so wrong in that direction, and like the rest of what you build around is kind of just like up to you on what play style you want. Like if you want to play Sneaky Snackers, discard like Modern Ages, and like get back of like Brainstorms, go crazy.
I liked what you said about playing the best cards, playing the good cards. Cards can only be so good, and it had me thinking of different contexts where, like in Pauper, Writhing Chrysalis is like a top 5 card, potentially like top 2 card in the format, whereas the Spotlight series that happened in Indy at the end of May, beginning of June, that a number of us were at in our play group. It was a Modern event, and it won. The deck that won was a Brood Scale combo deck in Modern with 4 copies of Writhing Chrysalis, and like which was really sick. And it's an Urza Saga deck. It's a really cool deck. And going from like in Pauper, where this card is like the best of the best, to a format where in Modern where the power level is much. I mean, that's the power level. Pauper is not a low power level format.
It is lower than Modern.
It is lower.
Have you Red Flage?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's
with Red Ancient Tomb that gives haste.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, isn't it?
We broke dominance.
Modern is in fact much more powerful than
Ancient
Pauper.
Tomb, but it does feel like Ancient Tomb.
It's not Ancient Tomb, but it does feel.
It does kind of feel.
It's more like a
Ancient
filter
Tomb.
land, but for some reason it feels like Ancient Tomb.
It feels like Ancient Tomb. I don't know, but thinking about different cards in context, and that made me think of how that's also interesting in Cube as well, where you have like Writhing Chrysalis is one of the best the best cards to be playing in Pauper right now, and it has like niche playability in Modern. It's still reasonable. Like if you're playing it on turn 2 or 3 with like the ramp some of the same ramp you have access to in Pauper, like Utopia Sprawl out of the Eldrazi deck. Like this Brood Scale deck doesn't play Utopia Sprawl in Modern, but the regular like red-green Eldrazi ramp deck that sometimes also plays 2 or 3 Writhing Chrysalis plays Utopia Sprawl, so you can play them on turn 2 with your the either Eldrazi Temple or Ugin's Labyrinth that taps for 2 for your Eldrazi stuff. So like a very quick Writhing Chrysalis is like kind of similar between these two different formats doing kind of like similar things. So I thought that was interesting where in one it's like one of the most powerful things you can be doing, where in the other it's just kind of a niche playable thing that making 2 blockers and having a reach 2/3 that can grow really good against just like Boros Energy. That's just gonna like flood the board with gum up the board with creatures. You have good blocks, and then ideally you have blocks plus mana for the next turn.
Same thing at Pauper. It's like you're playing against aggressive deck, and if you're just able to come up the board, it's just
same thing. So it had me thinking about the context, because the first context you mentioned was like Vintage Cube, with like if your opponent goes like Black Lotus and a Minsc and Boo, and you mana tide the Minsc and Boo, and then games get scrappy. I would like to get back on the games getting scrappy bit, because that's definitely something you learn a lot with Cube, as you said. But I also thought, like, we had so many different types of cubes in the room that we could choose from. We had, we didn't even get to my cube of just, like, general, like, Pioneer modern level stuff that I like. But we played your Peasant Cube, which is, like, pretty high powered for, like, a peasant environment, but it feels pretty balanced, and there's some cool things to be doing. We played our friend Mike's, I mean, they're all our friends. We played Mike's Nostalgia Cube, which is like a Pauper plus, mostly like pretty old cards.
I was gonna say
cube.
My tie-in was from that cube. For discussion. So my tie-in is that it reminds you that not everything has to be cutthroat and really powerful, to be fun, That was I think multiple people in our group that weekend said that was their favorite thing that they drafted.
The Nostalgia Cube.
Yeah, the Nostalgia Cube.
I think a lot of that's too because that cube incentivizes the combat step.
Yeah, and it feels very
fun.
kitchen table.
Yeah.
Which is a vibe that I would we were all broken of it. We like it would be almost impossible to go back at this point. But it is a vibe that I would love to explore more. Because that's obviously the root of Magic is like you just start playing at your kitchen table, or you're playing at the cafeteria table, or the gym, or the gymnasium, or wherever the heck you started playing Magic. It's like that gives you that gave me that kind of feeling where it's just like these are dinky Magic cards and this feels fun. This feels very fun.
I think Cube and like Magic too is like really fun when you're looking at your easier to say this for Cube when you're looking at your card pool and you're just like, wow, these are some terrible creatures.
I played a 3-mana 07 wall that like.
That was
nobody could kill.
Yeah.
Like one 2 and a blue for an 07 wall. That's it. That
like
was all I did.
I was playing like 5 mana 3/3 monstrous 5 or monsters for 5 mana put 3 counters on it just because I was just like is it like
and that was huge.
Yeah, I was just like is it burn your stuff, counter some stuff deck, and I just like I need like a 5/5 or a 6/6 to win the game.
I had a blue-black control deck in that cube, and one of my legit win conditions, I think it's Stormscape Apprentice from like I think it's Onslaught block or Invasion block or something.
Oh, was that your drain creature?
Yeah, it's just a single blue mana for a 1/1 that has for a white and tap you can tap a creature, and for a black and tap target player loses a life. And just pinging my there is a cycle, and pinging my opponent down for 1 every turn was a legit win condition in my blue-black just like slow control deck.
Yeah,
but I also had like a bunch of cheap creatures. It was sick.
But the reminder was that this allows you to look at other cards and look at how they, like in the Pauper format, like you were mentioning earlier, or Cameron mentioned earlier, it's like some of these cards that don't see the light of day, that could see the light of day. Like we're going to see, there's a card that will likely root itself up from the ashes of the void. Azure is the card.
Yeah.
That card will likely now see play because of a card in Final Fantasy, for example. But like there are cards in there you're just like, these are cool cards.
And you might not think of like the context until it like comes up. Like again, Mike's Cube, I had Staggered Shock in my deck, and there was multiple like scenarios where Staggered Shock's a shock for 3 mana of rebound, and there's multiple scenarios where there was like a 5/5 out, and I Staggered Shocked it. I Staggered Shocked his face. Went to my turn, rebound trigger, Stagger Shock the 5/5, and then like Lightning Striked it. I'm like, okay, that's what I got to do,
Yeah.
And that's like that came up a few different times, like weirdly more than twice.
Finding niche ways to use different cards, and this is a good format for it too. Pauper's being a good format for it too. There's lots of stuff to be uncovered. There's thousands and thousands of commons that have been printed.
Like it doesn't mean that makes stuff like shock playable.
No,
like, you just mean like, I like shock, so I'm gonna put my 7th edition foil shocks in my deck. It's like, okay, well,
you should probably just play Lightning Bolt.
Yeah, it's like, well,
but again, seeing some like, but that just like say, give me some ideas. It's like, you can draft around or like build around these weird little cards. And same thing here. Pauper, you can build around some cool stuff.
Cards still gotta hang too, though.
Yeah, they gotta hang.
Yeah, so no, I like that.
Yeah. And like that, and that's just scratching the surface of all the different cubes we played. It was so much fun.
I think we had Mike's Nostalgia Cube, my Vintage Cube, Cameron's Peasant Cube, Dan's Dune Cube.
Yes, which is a desert cube, which means you have to draft all. There's no land station. You have to draft all the lands, and it's based on the Dune series. You're on Arrakis. There's no island, so there's no blue cards.
There's no water on Arrakis,
and there's a companion draft at the start of the draft to have a companion that color restricts based on commander color identity what your deck can be. It's really, really cool.
And I brought her Boomer Cube and her Design Mistakes Cube.
Yeah, we did both of those.
Theros Cube.
Mike's,
Cons Cube.
Theros Cube.
The Cons modified cube, yeah.
Love
Mike's
that.
little
Mike's-
make a
Mike's-
choice tuber.
That was very
very
Just
fun.
tuber, John tuber.
Yeah.
That was my one trophy here for the weekend was the making choices tuber, and I got to destroy.
Yeah, I went 0-2 in that, but both my games went to game 3, and like I felt like I could have I went 0-2, but I felt like I could have 2-0'd that.
I could not remember who won our losers match. I was trying to think of like who won.
I think
I
you
couldn't
won.
remember. Yeah.
Which one of you was trying to
Okay.
cast Cruel Ultimatum?
Oh, it was me.
Oh, yeah, you were. At no point would your deck. At no point would your deck have ever resolved attempted to resolve a Cruel Ultimatum against me.
Oh, against you? No, sure.
No,
I,
not against me. You would not have.
No, I didn't let Cameron resolve a cruel ultimatum.
yeah,
though.
I've never cast a Cruel Ultimatum, and I had this
fun
commander
card.
card in my deck that's X blue black. Target opponent reveals X cards from their hand. You choose one of them. You can cast it without paying its mana cost. And so
I have 2 cards left in hand.
At the start of the game, like just from turn 1, I just like tell Thomas that he has Cruel Ultimatum in his hand. And like,
And I was like, yeah, I do.
like the whole game, I'm just playing like you have Cruel Ultimatum in your hand. I'm like,
I told you I did.
you played like you fetch. I'm like, oh, get that red mana from Cruel Ultimatum, and see, but you never. I can't tell if you're just playing the bit or whatever. And you fetch, you grab your like red source, you play a second red source. I'm like, Cruel Ultimatum's coming up, and I finally get to a point where you had 2 cards in hand. I was able to pay 4 and see both of the cards in your hand, and where you didn't even show me your hand.
No,
you just scooped
I
up your
just
cards.
conceded. I was like, no, I'm not letting you cast this.
Yeah,
And
so-
you're like, but I've never cast Cruel Ultimatum, Thomas. And I'm like, and you're not starting today.
And my deck had Crystal Shard and Perplexing Chimera.
Yeah, that was nutty.
So if you
That
don't know
was
what
so
Perplexing
weird.
Chimera does, go read it. But with the trigger on the stack, I could Crystal Shard my Perplexing Chimera, and I would gain control of my opponent's spell and get my Chimera back in my hand.
Yeah.
So it's just like a 6 mana lock, which is pretty funny. I got it assembled once, but Thomas had 2 spells to kill me. And so
I had the enchantment because it's an enchantment creature, so I had the enchantment removal when there were no other enchantments in play, so there was no other target to reassign the spell to.
So that made me really happy because when I found out like I had the EOE stuff I got, like when I woke up from surgery, I just snap like I'm high off whatever drugs they gave me to put me to sleep, and I just immediately start talking about Perplexing Chimera and what happens if you blink of Rune. So just like that's what my subconscious just
Oh, that's
as
nice. That's
soon
cool.
as I was awake.
I forgot about that story.
and
That's
so I
funny.
was really happy to draft Perplexing Chimera.
Nice.
So
I also got to draft a very, very beloved guard of mine.
Eldrazi's Placer?
I pack one, picked one in Eldrazi's Placer, and
that
my
was-
heart
that
could
was
not
really
have been
good.
happier in that moment.
Heck yeah.
I specifically did not let you have Elite Spellbinder and Archangel of Tides. I'm like, I can't let James wheel these.
Oh, I was expecting to wheel that Archangel. I was like,
Yeah.
nobody's gonna take this triple white card. There's no shot in hell.
Nope. I took it the off chance I ended up in white, but
Oh yeah, that wasn't gonna happen.
no. Oh, we did a
Actually-
Call Time draft too. We
did.
did
I
a
brought-
throwback draft of Call Time. That was awesome.
Yeah,
we've
I
been
brought-
waiting to do that forever.
I bought that box from Steven when we were doing or when I was doing
Commentary, yeah.
commentary or whatever.
Yep.
And I was like, we're gonna draft this a cube weekend, and sure enough, we did.
And I trophied.
You trophied.
Thank you, Lords of Limited.
That format was fun to draft. I may not have done like super well. That format still doesn't matter. Like my games were all fun.
Yeah, Call Time is
my deck
sick.
my deck was cool.
Yeah.
No, that format is very, very cool. And very cube. It feels like a cube. That's why there's some limited formats that I tend to gravitate more towards because they feel that way. And this is one of them.
Yeah. When you get like so enough invested in a limited format that it feels like that.
Yeah, looks like OTJ was another one for me. It's like this feels like a cube. I don't know. It's got a feeling to it.
People say that about Mom or March the Machine or whatever.
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, I drafted it one time and I could see why people.
March the
people
Machine
said
or
that.
All will be one.
No, March of the Machine.
March of the
Yeah,
Machine.
because it had like the bonus sheet of legendary creatures
that's
and
what
companions and
I
stuff.
can't
Yeah.
remember which one it was.
Yeah.
One little quick story too. In the Cons Cube, I was playing Devon, and if people aren't familiar with the Cons block too, the cards are terrible. And
Welcome to 2015, baby.
It was
So-
great.
we get to this point where I know he has X blue red counter target spell deal X damage
Mind
Mind
Swipe?
Swipe.
Yeah. So I know he has Mind Swipe in hand. So I'm at 7. I'm trying to navigate around this Mind Swipe. I finally get him to cast it where X equals 5, puts me to 2. And we both just have like this super gummed up board of a bunch of fatties. And he swings all out, including an 06 and an 02. I block everything where like we make a couple trades. And I don't block the two 02 06s because I didn't have blockers for them. I had to block stuff with power because I was at 2. And he goes 2 mana, give the O2 +2/+2. And I'm just, I look at the card. I know what it did. But I looked at the card, I read it, and I'm like, yeah, you got it. And I go to give him a fist bump, and I'm like, psych! I pay 7 mana, I transform my morph that returns all tapped creatures to the owner's hand.
It's a big, like, the windstorm thing.
Yeah. So I just, like, BM'd him so hard. Devin specifically, that's fun to do too, because he just, God, I've always punked people in that cube.
Which cube? Yeah.
The Cons cube, because we
you
drafted
punked me.
Yeah, we drafted at Mike's at, like, I can't remember what you played. You played like some bomb or whatever. You've just like
a Wingmate Rock.
Yeah, Wingmate Rock.
And you disdainful stroked it.
Was it? And that was also when I had the Sunken Rune in my hand too, or the Sunken Blast or Sandstorm Blast, whatever the Abzan board wipe. Yeah. So I think I remember, punking you with like Disdainful Stroke too. Just like acting like all defeated and then just like kind of just playing your spell or whatever. Yeah. Fun weekend.
Yeah. Really, really fun. I think the biggest thing that I thought about when reflecting on the weekend and just thinking about Cube in general and how it relates to playing Magic and your experience with Magic and potentially Pauper is you get to experience Magic in a way that likely has maybe never happened before, because it's very unlikely that anyone, I mean, people could build without knowing that the other person exists. People could certainly build cubes that look extremely similar, like on opposite sides of the country or the world. They could just build,
especially like Vintage or Peasant
cube.
or Legacy. Especially with those like big format.
A lot of the
cubes,
same cards. Like you could potentially draft decks that look pretty similar to each other, but I think for the most part, every deck that you draft is going to be like pretty unique. Like Lucky Paper has talked about this, like the sheer
odds.
numbers of odds and probabilities that go into cube drafting and therefore deck decisions and probabilities of what can happen. Like it's practically infinite. Mm-hmm. And so something that I think Cube does a really good job of is it flexes the muscle of not only games getting scrappy, but also of putting yourself in situations that you've never been in before as a Magic player. Because I think that that's really important, and we often get really stuck in, oh yeah, well, you know, it's Gardens just gets beat up by Refurbished Familiar, like that's a bad matchup, or like, oh yeah, you got to get a Chrysalis down, and it's hard for Terror to get through, like all of these like things that we just like repeat over and over in our nomenclature about the format. They're generally true, because that's the thing. The difference with constructed Magic is we're playing with full play sets of cards and common play patterns.
Your deck's consistent. The matchups come up more than once.
Exactly. Yeah, you're gonna play multiple strategy against multiple strategies and cards multiple times in a long tournament. Like there are some differences there for sure, but then like games get scrappy, like you were saying earlier, or like I'm not drawing the 5th land I need. I have to kind of play in a weird way to make sure I can stay at parity or potentially stay ahead if I got ahead early, and like all
your opponent brings Naya Gates and
and like I've never played against this before, or your opponent has a sick cool like signature card that they brought to brew with, like it's like maybe a stock deck with some signature spice that like, oh, I didn't expect that. Like who knows, anything could happen. I think Cube does a really, really good job of flexing those muscles and keeping thinking on the fly, keeping you on your toes, especially when you're drafting too. Drafting a cube in general also helps with that too, of like, which ties into the evaluating card power and card quality piece that you talked about earlier as well, of just like, this card might just be really good in all contexts, or is it going to be better than any of the rest of the cards in this pack for my deck? Like that's a really difficult decision to make, but I think that the decisions in game is the thing I really enjoy about Cube. I love drafting. I love deck building. It's one of the reasons I got into Commander when I first started playing, because I love deck building, and now I just channel all that energy into cube design and drafting Cube, and potentially doing a little bit of Pauper brewing every once in a while. But I love being just like sitting down and like I don't know what's gonna happen, just like shuffling up and you're playing against 3 opponents in a regular 8-person 3-round draft, like who've all drafted decks that they've never played before. Maybe they played something similar. You know, if you drafted, I've drafted black red in this cube before. I kind of know what's going on. But like,
so I can say at this point, if there's something in the vintage cube that I have not drafted, I would be surprised to see it.
Probably is.
But all
I'm
of your
sure
deck,
there is.
but every deck, whenever we're watching you draft, like you have some preferences.
I have preferences, obviously. Everybody does.
Yeah, but no deck has been a carbon copy.
No.
Of any deck I've ever seen you draft. There's not a single carbon copy of another deck that you've drafted before. Nope. And that's something that I think is really, really cool about Cube.
One thing about like designing cubes too, I'm going to build off that. We're scratching that itch. It's really fun to design a cube, and then when you actually get to see it play out, and then the drafters do things you did not think of. They play cards that you didn't imagine being played together in the same deck, and you're like, oh, that's really cool. I didn't think about that, and you can go off that and build off that. So that's a really satisfying part of Cube as well.
Yeah. I think it's a good muscle to flex, especially if you're someone who's interested in playing competitive Magic in like a large tournament setting, something like Pauper or working up to playing like one of these big online like showcase or qualifier tournaments that we're going to talk about.
Pro Tour.
You know, I mean, that's a huge endurance test. Like, things are going to happen that you did not expect to happen in a game of Magic. Almost anything could happen within the confines of within the confines of the possibilities that can exist within the match of Magic, but even that is still practically infinite.
You try to treat, you cast Sylvan Scry and your opponent has an Ashiok and play, and you can't do that.
Yeah, and you got to call a judge on yourself.
Your opponent dazes your spell one turn, and next turn they Snapcaster and Return Island, daze it back to your hand. You just got to watch out,
I wonder who he's talking about.
Yeah, I wonder who he's talking about.
Still won that game. But don't know how, because I kept 5 lands, Sulfuric Vortex and Shrine of Burning Rage, and my 2 spells were dazed.
Amazing.
There may have been some enhancements involved.
My favorite thing.
I was enhanced, that's for sure.
When we were playing Dune Cube, and I kept 6 lands and 1 spell, and I like played my 1-drop on turn 1. The next turn you thought sees me, and I'm like,
you were like, ha.
You idiot! I just show you 5 lands. Take 2.
I did that recently to somebody too.
I don't know what cube that was.
I did that to somebody where that
I
kept
didn't have
like
Thoughtseize. I drafted mono red in Dune Cube.
This wasn't this weekend. This was a while ago. This was at Dan's
house. The black green deck I did.
Yep,
the first time I drafted it. Okay, yep.
Yeah, I had something similar happen in some cube where somebody like I okayed me and I had 2 4-drops in hand, and I'm like, get wrecked, idiot.
Get wrecked.
Nice I okay.
Get wrecked.
With all that said.
Yeah. No, it was a really fun weekend. We could go on forever. Maybe something to get back to at a future time.
I thought you fell.
Oh, no.
I thought I fell out of the chair that I'm sitting in.
Yeah, I thought you fell. I don't know why.
That's okay. But no, definitely something I'd love to get back to, because I think there's a lot of gems here, and we know that y'all listen. We know y'all like the Cube talk as well, as of course we are a Cube podcast.
And if you don't,
masquerading
as a Pauper podcast.
There will be future Cube talks to come
for sure
in the future.
Definitely. If you have the opportunity, if you have a group of friends. If you have a group of friends who like to cube, consider doing like a whole weekend of cubing. It was a lot of fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, it's a great time.
Yeah,
and we did some non-cube stuff too. Like
that was kind of part of that. Was
y'all went to the aquarium.
Yeah, it was kind of part of the deal. It's like go do. This is why we're going somewhere. Yeah. Go do something else other than sit in a house.
Because last time we did it with 8 of us,
and it was
one day less in the middle of nowhere. We just stayed at the house.
Yeah, we didn't go anywhere.
Did cube the whole time, and we said, all right, next time we do this, we're gonna make sure we give ourselves some excuses to go do some stuff.
And Chattanooga was a great place.
Yeah, Chattanooga was great.
I really enjoyed Chattanooga.
I had a great time in Chattanooga.
I never really... I can say, as someone who has lived in this state my entire life, and I do like to explore and go travel and whatnot, it's really wild to me that in all my travels, I have never actually just like gone to Chattanooga and done anything Chattanooga.
Yeah, just to hang out. Me neither.
The only time I have ever been to Chattanooga was to go sit in a game store, which is a I was
Was
gonna
that
say
the
it's a horrible,
RCQ we played?
No, that's one of the.
That's one of them.
One of the
Yeah.
one of the
Really?
experiences.
You haven't been in the aquarium there before?
Nope, I never.
Super sick aquarium.
Yes, it was.
So there's a saltwater and a freshwater side.
Yes, there
It's kind of like just the stairs.
I didn't go to
Not
the aquarium.
Stairs,
I
but it's
played
just like
some
this
cube.
elevated ramp up in a spiral.
That's the freshwater side. The freshwater side where it's got this cool like loop around basically loop inside the building.
Yeah,
It
but don't
loops
you go
it-
down the saltwater and walk down the saltwater side?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's just like one like escalator that starts you at the top, and you just kind of walk all the way down. It just takes you basically takes you in a big loop, going like a spiral staircase going down. It's pretty sweet.
Yeah. I thought, don't you like start at one side and you walk down the other side? That's how I remember. Maybe I'm remembering wrong. It has been a minute since I've been there. But there's a freshwater, saltwater side. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's really sweet.
Super sick city. It's like just very pretty.
Yeah, it was cool.
Reminds me a lot of like Asheville, North Carolina.
I had those vibes
Has
too.
has those vibes. I agree.
Just like I like that the section. There's like kind of town split off by a bridge, and like the side of town we're on was like seemed like really cool, the trendy vibes.
Yeah, it was
Kinda-
like East Nashville to
Yeah.
Asheville, kind of.
With a lot more trees. It's so crazy how you can drive 2 hours in Tennessee and the landscape just completely
different.
changed.
Yeah,
Just-
it's
love
like
driving
Appalachia.
roads.
It's like
It's the Smokies.
Appalachia.
It's the
yeah.
Smokies, yeah.
Yeah. That's what it's Appalachian Hills.
It's cool. They're older than Saturn's rings.
Go travel, people. Don't sit in a card store all the time.
Agreed.
Go play Magic outside.
Speaking of Magic outside, do you want to talk about
Magic
some
Online?
Magic Online?
Sure. What a nice transition.
Oh, I try.
It's Mono Blue Terror.
Dude, Terror ran this on whatever the showcase.
Yeah. You want
ran.
to read this out here?
The showcase challenge.
All right. So this is the Magic Online Pauper Showcase Challenge on the 12th, which I believe was Saturday. Yes, it was Saturday, July 12th. There were 262 players. Again, the Showcase Challenge, there are a few of them every season. And if you make the top 8, you get to play in a smaller, more elite tournament. And the winner of that tournament gets to play in the 8-person Magic Online Championships Showcase, the MOX, exactly.
Just like the highest EV Magic tournament.
Oh, yeah. Thousands of dollars on the line, Pro Tour invites, Worlds invites, the whole shebang.
And the format for MOX changes too, which is really cool.
It does,
Like,
yeah.
They've done Cube. They've done, which is one of my favorite.
Yep.
I love when they're just like, oh, we're going to do it for Cube. And it's like people drafting vintage Cube for like
Thousands.
insane stakes.
It's awesome.
It is really cool.
It's very, very cool. So a lot of stakes on the line, and every once in a while we get one in Pauper, and this is another one of those. So we'll go through and read the top 8 here. Buckle up, fam. In 8th place, taking their first loss at 9-1. 9 rounds of Swiss is tough to begin with. 9-0 Swiss. That's very impressive. And it's no surprise. It's Sebastian Pazzo, playing
player.
very good player, playing Mono Blue Terror.
Again, my trend of notice the people that don't play a ton of this format and just play it when there's like high level or more on the side of high level events. What are these people picking up?
Right.
There is a reason for what they're picking up.
Yes. In 7th place, Shulk on Mono Blue Terror. In 6th place, Kerbelinski. Congratulations, Kerbelinski. A top 8 performance here with Turbo Fog with Black Green with the Stream of
I could not
Fog.
imagine playing that deck for 9 rounds of Swiss and then a top 8. I think I would.
On Magic Online,
I think my
that's-
brain would explode.
That's very impressive.
It is
honestly.
very impressive.
It's very impressive. So congrats to Kerblinski, huge mainstay of the community. Congratulations. In 5th place, the Master Discovern on Mono Blue Terror. Just unbelievable. Just continues to crush. In 4th place, Mika Thara 1994 on Mono Blue Terror. Would you look at that? in 3rd place, Labronico on Mono Red Madness Burn. In 2nd place,
And to prove it's not a fluke,
I was about to say, to prove it's not a fluke, Paupergeddon Out Zero playing Cawgates. And in 1st place, with an 11-1 record, Luminati playing, you guessed it,
Is it Terror?
Mono Blue Terror.
So
That's 5 out of 8 of
pack
top 8, everyone.
your Pyroblast.
Pack your Pyroblasts. Pack for multiple reasons.
It's time
Pack
for
your Pyroblasts. Pack your relics.
If there was ever a time for Fae,
I was saying Orzhov Blade.
Or yeah, that too.
Ooh,
Bring the blade
is it
back.
time? Is it time?
Like Fae is very good into Blue Terror. It's getting people have wised up now and they've started playing gut shots a lot more.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Oh,
still,
I don't think it's a terrible matchup.
No, I think it's like in the fairy side. So, which is a deck that's historically had a good matchup against it.
Yeah, I think it's a little ahead, but it's close. But their fairies, I think, is advantage.
If you just slam a few snakes down, it gets out of hand pretty quick.
Right.
Yeah, it's true. Blue cards. They're the talk of the town.
Yeah, I'm quickly scrolling through the lists. They're all essentially Discovern's main deck and sideboard, except for there's some adjustments, whether you play all 8 blasts or 7 blasts, 3 or 4 gut shots. There's like an extra dispel in some of these sideboards. But for the most part, I think Discovern has cracked it. This is kind of what stock terror is.
Cracked it a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago, and it's just like catching up now or whatever. Got some good finishes down here. Season of Mists in 11th place with John Wildfires. We got a High Tide player in 10th. Jeskai Ephemerate in top 16, which is cool to see. Lots of 7 and 2s all the way down past top 16 as well, with so many people in the tournament. So a lot of solid results. Definitely go through and scroll through. There's nice to see what the people playing at the top of the field are.
Lavunga, I believe that's the guy who won with the Nexus of Fate deck at one of the online or huge arena events when it first started. I cannot remember his name off the top of my head. I know the player and I knew the Magic Online name, but I believe that's who that is, playing elves.
Sick. 17, 18, 19, 20, 20. Yeah, 7 and 2s all the way down to 21st, with Walker 735 also playing John Wildfires.
Krablinski's fog list too, a little interesting. Like they're still on like the one of Heaped Harvest. I know sometimes they're on 2, sometimes they're on 1 Neil Spellbomb. Just lots of one-ofs in there. Sideboard's interesting. Scattershot is a card that I would like to playtest in this deck more often, because if it's like you need the board wipe to resolve, it's nice because it has Storm.
It does have Storm.
And you cannot get Flusterstormed in this format.
Well, if you got Flusterstormed in this format, you let me know, because I'd love to call a judge.
I wanna. Do you have anything else to call out from the fog list?
Not really. 61 card list, which is pretty interesting. 22 lands, pretty high for Pauper, but this deck is a deck that needs to hit its land drops.
Oh yeah.
Looking forward to doing an episode like in depth about fog. I would love to.
Hell yeah.
Pick Zach's brain.
Yeah, I'm into that. I will give one quick shout out here in the 3rd place Mono Red Madness sideboard. It's been pretty popular now to play full 8 blasts, but this was a good tournament to have them, and they're playing 3 Tormod's Crypt as their artifact, as their graveyard hate artifact of choice, which I like because you don't have to spend mana on it.
But note what they lost to in the semis.
Yeah, but like with that much in the tournament, it's kind of hard not to at some point.
Yeah.
So they may have lost to Coggates.
No, because you would have lost to the 3rd place would have been played in 1st place.
Is that how it populates on MTG decks?
That's how it...
Or it populates on the mothership?
Yeah.
Okay. The mothership. Okay, cool. Well, then it didn't work one time.
The return
Turns
of
out the Terror deck
Coggates.
can just ruin people, so there's that too. But we also had a different tournament this weekend happen on 2 huge Pauper tournaments, which is
2
crazy.
huge online Pauper tournaments. So the timing was wild. This second one is a super qualifier, which is, I think it has some implications for the Magic Online like sort of series.
This is more
points and stuff.
This is more for the RC.
Yes, this is more for the RC. This is a huge opportunity where the top 4 players will qualify for the next round of regional championships in their respective country. And so, yeah, this is like a multiple hundreds of player top 4 RC.
RCQ?
Yeah.
RCQ.
Yeah, it's an RCQ.
It is literally an RCQ.
A 281 player RCQ with really good prizes because
really good
Magic
players.
Online,
Really
but
good
also
players.
really good players. But I will say, I think you'll hear a little bit more diversity in this top 8.
goodness.
Actually, this is the next day. This was on Sunday, July 13th. There were 281 players, which is a nutty. In 8th place, Say Cheese 336. That's a great username. On Dredge, on Green Black Dredge. In 7th place, Mogged, a name we haven't seen in a little bit. Just running it back with Grixis Affinity. Just unstoppable. Can't beat the best, no matter what deck they play. 6th place, Snover, playing Mono Blue Terror. In 5th place, Big Boy from Pisa, playing Gruul Ramp. In 4th place, K Mario on Elves. In 3rd place, Luffy Doge Podapala. Haven't gotten to do that in a while. With Grixis Affinity. Look at that, Luffy and Mogged with Grixis Affinity in top 8. What year is it?
Both the black mages are out in their deck too.
Oh yeah, that's the new tech. That's Luffy's new tech. In 2nd place, Mvani on Cawgates. Look at that. Another finals appearance for Cawgates.
Not a fluke. That's three.
Not a fluke.
That is three
major second places in a row.
Second,
Pauper get in.
Well, is the second place at 1?
Okay, sorry. Yeah.
3 finals appearances.
I'm sorry. You're right.
Yeah, 3 finals appearances.
I just want Terror to win in my bargain. No.
Yeah, three finals appearances for Cawgates. It's not dead, folks.
No, it's here.
It's kind of funny. It's like one of those things where we talk about where people just presume the deck can't be playable because it maybe not that good in the Jund or whatever. Or
Turns out if you
just,
if you just don't play against Jun, then cool.
Well, even then, if you do, just like know your plan and play well, you know,
test
like,
match.
Yeah,
Sacred Cats.
Yeah, good
Pump
old
them with Gates.
Sacred Cats. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, Sacred Cats.
But then also,
Did you see their sideboard?
No, we'll get to it. I want to finish reading this top 8 real quick though. Our final player in 1st place with a 10-2 record, Navas on Blue Black Terror. So Terror still very prominent here. We got 4 Talarian Terrors, 4 Gurmag Anglers. So the blue strategy is still really good. This time we got some snuff outs. We have some unexpected fangs in the main deck. We got an Agony Warp to kill those pesky Guardian of the Guild pacts.
Should adapt my Terminate technology.
Yeah.
It's just like the standard sort of like scattering of 1s and 2s you see in the Blue Black Terror list.
That's what I was talking about. This deck just plays a number of black and blue spells that involve 4 terrors, some snuff outs, and some counter spells, and some brainstorms, and the rest kind of just doesn't matter.
Right. You can just play what you like or think is good or know is good for the room. Like, yeah, cards can only be as long within a certain band of power level. Cards can only be so bad.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right. What's up with this Cawgates board?
It's the most Pauper sideboard I've ever seen. It is.
Oh my god!
It truly. So this actually. Do you remember this was basically or really close to the sideboard that the Glitters deck that won.
Yeah.
Last year's one of the
Pauper last year.
No, I thought they played a lot of like Acolytes and stuff.
And I'm saying in theory,
in
theory is like just like slam as many of the really really targeted cards.
Yeah. It's playing 12 blast effects and then 3 dust of dust.
So insane.
That's hilarious. I mean, wait, what else do you need?
6 red blasts, 6 blue blasts, 3 dust of dust.
You got
that's kind of
name a deck this doesn't cover.
I mean, like, because you have some main deck
fog.
Yeah, that's true.
I was like, this can't be Fog to save his life. I literally don't think this deck could beat a Fog.
Dredge. Oh crap.
No, this can be Dredge. It's got main deck Thrabins.
That's what I was about to say.
And Prismatic Strands.
Oh, I meant the sideboard.
Oh, sure.
Right. That's what I was about to say. Because probably the next most Pauper sideboard card to include would be like 3 Relic of Progenitus.
That would be very popular.
And they've got the Thraben Charms in the main to cover that. So
this actually is an interesting Thraben Charm deck because this is not a deck with a ton of creatures in it. This is probably the versatile deck for that kind of card to be used. So, interesting.
Yeah, really cool.
Oh, yeah, I guess, because the Modern Age isn't always, like, super, like, it. There's times where it's not a creature, fun fact.
Correct.
Sometimes it's just an enchantment.
Correct.
I haven't touched this deck in forever.
I haven't either. I mean, I would be interested in doing such again. I think it's very good.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, it's just full of a bunch of good cards.
Fire it up. Are you guys going to go play
I think I'm going to go play. I don't know what I'm going to play.
I have prior plans.
I see.
I guess it would just be me then.
Yeah. If I don't make it down to that RCQ, I'll join you.
Okay.
Cool. But my plan is to win an RC.
There's someone willing to scoop you into a win.
There's multiple people.
All right,
because Holden can block, I believe.
Habermill
and Habermill. I've already texted with Andy. He'll scoop me. It's funny.
But yeah, I'm not sure what I'm gonna play for this weekend. But this is a fun deck. This is a deck I have played before. I don't know that I've ever played this at a monthlies or anything. I think I just built this to play and just played a lot of games with it. But this is obviously it does very well. I do like that they're playing. This actually one notable thing. I guess I wasn't really paying a whole lot of attention to the actual mana base over the last few weeks. I'm not gonna go back and check, but 2 copies of Heapgate is a little interesting. I will admit that.
Oh, out of that deck?
Yeah, that's a really interesting one.
Though even the one of came up and screwed me when I played the deck.
Yeah, the one can be rough. I know it can also be a lifesaver too. But obviously they expect their games to go a long time, that they're going to activate these Heapgates. So that's just kind of interesting.
What do they want to use the treasures for?
They just want to be able to go over the top of other people and be able to do multiple things in a turn in like the later turns of the game. Also, they're really good for your sideboard cards too.
It's for stream of thought.
Sure, yeah.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's really good for your like specifically your red blast. There's the biggest one.
Cool.
So you just don't have to call your gates on red if you don't need to.
Fair, very fair.
I mean, you're like the will, but
yeah. I want to give a quick shout out to the 8th place Dredge List playing 4 copies of Town Greeter, which is essentially another
Seder Wayfinder.
Another 4 copies.
8.
Yeah, another 4 copies of Seder Wayfinder. But they're also playing 3 copies of Circle of the Land Druids, so they have 11 of these like 2-mana 1/1s that fill the bin.
They did it with Thraben Inspector. They did it with this card. What's next?
So they
Terrors, just a functional reprint of Terror.
I don't think we need 12
that would
snakes.
be really bad, I think. Bad for the format.
What would it be? What would
Ichor Wellspring?
No. Well, you say that. But spoiler.
That's for next week.
Yeah, it's for next week.
That card's gonna be sick.
You'll have to wait.
I'm very excited.
God, that Esperzoa is gonna go off.
The inevitable Esperzoa down.
Dude, what if it gets downshift in this set? Well, I was gonna say I'd shit my pants. I'm gonna set turned into shat.
Just a space Esperzoa just floating around. That would be kind of sick, actually.
Yeah.
I think the name Esperzoa is a little tough.
Why?
Well, I guess they have Kavu and Goyfs.
Yeah, there's Kavu. There's cosmic Goyf.
There's a planet of Kavus.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah,
but alas,
of the
I'm
flame
here
tongue variety.
For it. Well, no, more of a little bit more sentient variety.
Okay, I was making a Kavu joke, but
no, I understand.
Okay,
they're like an actual sentient like race of beings, not just like a beast that spits fire at things. So,
what is a Kavu?
A beast. Apparently, from what I understand, I believe they're beasts that Dominaria / Yavimaya / Titania like created to like the world generated for itself to defend itself against, like the land generated itself for itself to defend against the Phyrexians.
Evasion.
You know way more about Magic Lore than I do.
Way back. Yeah, in Invasion. Yeah, that's because that's where the Kavu are from.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. I'm interested to see if there's like a way that they spin it into the lore, but I also don't really care.
I like the lore.
So I'm sorry I stomped all over your Kava joke, James.
Of the flame
I had Kava today.
I'm sorry, of the flame tongue. You had Kava? I'm jealous.
Variety.
I had beef and broccoli and egg rolls twice. Because that's what was in the cafeteria, and it was really good.
That sounds nice. Cafeteria sounds dank.
My cafeteria is very nice. It's a nice hotel.
Going down to...
Oh God, I forgot we're here.
Going down to 11 creatures in Affinity. I guess assuming if you're not counting Black Mage's Rod. It's interesting. Just keeps getting lower and lower and lower as time goes on.
I mean, if you're leaning into Black Mage's Rod, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
you just want as many non-creatures as possible.
Yeah, you just want to trigger it more. But yeah, I'm saying it's just interesting to watch this deck go from like one to play like 24 creatures back in like 2018 to now is just like really weird.
Oh yeah.
Just seeing the real breadth of how this deck has shaped itself. So
Just a grind fest of a deck.
yeah, it's just a grind fest. I mean, it used to not be that way.
Right.
Just try to like chip and damage where you can.
Your old
And
game plan was to
downblast
your old
make
game
shit.
plan was
Frogmite dot deck.
No, your old game plan was just ATOG them to death.
Well, yeah. Atog Disciple
ATOG fling them.
Disciple of Vault was pretty good.
That
too.
was also a pretty good one. Yeah,
His decks looked very different throughout
yeah, these
the
look
years.
extremely different from each other.
Dang. Yeah. Different times.
There's only a couple cards that overlap from now and then. Mirror Enforcer and Wellspring Galvanic Blast and Thoughtcast are the only cards that, and the lands, but like the only actual like spells that actually overlap.
Metallic Rebuke.
Well, they didn't even play that back in the day. Some didn't. Just
This
depends.
list isn't even playing it.
No, this is insane.
The two mono red lists are pretty different. One of them's like the Rally of the Hornburg.
The rally deck.
Yeah, the Rally deck that we saw, Burning Tree.
Mono red?
And Goblin Bushwhacker. Yep, the mono red.
Oh,
set.
in 10th and 11th.
Yep, and then
Rally red.
the other one's more traditional with your normal, in quotes. You not traditional, but more pingers. You have 4 Kessig Flame Breathers, 2 Thermal, and then 4 Reckless Impulse. And you're playing 3 Lava Darts because you want to trigger those Thermal Alchemists and Kessig Flame Breathers. Turn those 1 damage pings into 2+ damage pings, depending on how many of the pingers you got out. So yeah, it's still a ton of different ways to build this deck, and I don't think there's a correct census of how this deck should be built. Still,
Yeah, there's it's a good thing that the red deck has different iterations of it, which is nice. One thing I will note is there is a huge lack thereof, and for it was being as popular as it was the red black deck.
Madness.
Yeah,
Yeah, but it crushed the challenges this weekend too. So
as you can say, it's just not in any of the top 8s here, which is weird.
they're too busy winning challenges.
So Luffy may have gotten top 3 in this.
Mm-hmm.
Also was double queued in the actual challenge itself.
On top 8 there.
A monster.
Incredible.
Monster,
Certified.
crazy. Turns out when you just play a deck, you know it like the back of your hand. It's fine.
It's true. Yeah. Cool. Great results. Congratulations to everyone who did well. Won a bunch of prizes. Potentially queued for an RC or 2. And those who qualified for the Mox playoff coming up at the end of the season.
Heck yeah.
Hell yeah. Great Pauper being played. Lots of Cube being played. We got some Pauper being played at the Common Ground Cup, August 2nd. Game night,
he tied it in,
Columbia,
he tied it in.
Tennessee.
How'd he
Look at
do
that.
it?
Look at that. He's a professional. There's still time. It's 2 weeks away from when you hear this. It's going to be awesome. If you're not able to make it, tune in. We'll be
better
streaming.
watch.
Yeah, you better watch. Cameron will cry if you don't.
It's true. I'll probably cry regardless.
That's good. Crying's important.
Yeah, exactly.
It's healthy. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. Game night, Columbia, Tennessee, August 2nd, Saturday. We'll be there. Come get the trophy. The trophy is right on the other side of that wall.
Ooh, I
it's
haven't
in a
seen
box
it.
in there.
I
Yeah,
haven't seen
we'll open up the box before you guys leave.
Why does it have my name already on it? Crazy.
Oh,
Turns out you're not
weird.
eligible to win this trophy.
Yeah, the trophy.
I just don't show up with y'all. I just
You just double
ran away
you
with the
double
trophy.
queue.
double queue.
Could you imagine double queuing?
Commentating the match as I'm playing.
Yeah, just put a microphone out there. Just be like, I'm just explain your lines as you're taking them. Like, I'm gonna do this here because this is my opponent's gonna do this
Yeah, that
in like
doesn't
4
really
turns.
work. Like you see, like the mic'd up things.
Uh-huh,
This doesn't really work in Magic because you can't say like in front of your
I know.
opponent.
Right.
It's okay. You're just gonna beat him anyways.
Exactly. It's true. It
It's
doesn't
like,
matter.
I drew lightning bolt. My opponent's never gonna see this
I
coming.
mean, if it's like I'm playing Fog, it's like whatever. It's like I could play with my hand open. What are you gonna do? Not attack? Ooh.
actually, that would have given me a lot of information if you had been able to play with your hand open.
I found my Fogs. I was just
If you had played with your hand open, it could have played a
Ramming for
little
them.
bit
Yeah.
differently.
Yeah.
But anyways, I digress.
It's like one of those things where if you can only win if I don't have Fog, just pretend like I don't have Fog.
Yeah, I mean that's the only way
You
I
know?
can win. So.
Or like if the only way you can win is your opponent just draws 7 lands in a row, just play like they drew 7 lands in a row. They don't have anything.
yeah, you can't beat if you can't beat it, don't play around it.
Was that a Patrick Sullivan thing I got that from? Where he was just like, yeah, the only way I can win this matchup is if he gets stuck on 3 lands. So I'm gonna
Also, the only
pretend
way
like
I
he's
can
stuck on 3
only way I can
lands.
win this matchup is my opponent taps out of their Kasali Pride Mage and I pop Fire Blast them.
yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Won me a game against the One Ring once.
I was talking about his infamous Cameron moment.
Yeah.
Yes. Won me a game against the One Ring once. I was like, the only way I win is if they drew a bunch of lands, and they did, and I won.
Yeah.
Turns out that happens.
Fair. Yeah. Any final thoughts?
Oh,
Yeah,
just
if they made it this far.
If you made it this far, thank you. Thank you
You're welcome.
so much for listening. leave us a review. 5 stars. Put them stars in my review. You can write words if you want to. If they're kind words, if you have anything nice to say.
5 whole stars, little
fuck
man.
off if you don't have anything nice to say. Comments, questions, concerns?
Join the Discord.
Join the Discord.
We're having great discussions about opinions.
Yeah. No, Discord is fun. Discord is fun. Spoiler season, it's always
good.
fun. I like reading it. I've been reading. I haven't been replying a lot this week, but I have been lurking and reading.
Yeah, we've been busy. We've been very busy.
I've been reading.
I've been liking the chat about the spoilers so far, especially the freaking Icker Wellspring and Blue or whatever that thing's called.
That's why I said I alluded to that card earlier.
Yeah,
that card goes with it very well.
I'm excited. I'll brew a deck for next week. We talk about spoilers for that. I got an idea. Join the Discord. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, you can ask those in the Discord, or you can email them to us at commongroundmtgpod@gmail.com. I am so sorry for the person that emailed asking about Black Green Fog episode. That will come.
Yeah, within the next couple weeks. Don't you worry. After Common Ground Cup.
At some point.
Yeah.
You will get it.
Shortly after Common Ground Cup.
It's nice that we have loaded ideas, and so we're not like frantic for like episode topics. Like we have spoilers, we have Common Ground Recup. We could do a winner's interview again. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Zach on talk about fog. I still want to do Who's the Beatdown article. Would be
fun. That one keeps going away.
Yeah. Words Have Meanings is another really good article.
Words do have meaning.
Cool. Not very magic related, but it's just a nice article.
It's like,
I don't know, treat people nice with words have meaning.
Word.
Yeah.
Thank you all so much for listening. We appreciate y'all. Sign up for the Common Ground Cup.
You have meaning too.
16 more seasons.
100 years.
It's just us and you.
CommonGroundCup.com. 1-800 Ground.
We've done this before.
We have. Cut. We can't repeat.
We're not. We ran out of jokes, dude. No more in-bits. Are you ready?
Yep. Sorry, I just wanted to mark where that was so I can clip it out and put it at the beginning.
I'm gonna piss my pants.
Are you ready?
Go for it. What? Oh, for the intro bit. A little slut dragon. That's a closet. That is a closet. Please don't pee in my closet. That's where I smoke weed.
That's where I smoke.
Slut dragon.